All right. All right. Up next, we have JPH with Yakuza Kiwami 2. Any percent easy. Take it away, JPH.
Hello. Yes, Yakuza Kiwami 2. This is a remake of the original Yakuza 2 that came for the PlayStation 2 in 2000-somethings. But yeah, we're gonna be picking the easy difficulty, going through the entire story, and pretty much let's just go. I'm gonna give you a countdown for the clock, and then let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, we start with plenty of cutscene skipping. First we will be about a event during the 80s called Yingwell Massacre, where multiple Yingwell Mafia people were slaughtered. But that's something we will discuss a little bit later. It's integral for the story, but for now, let's talk about something that's happening right now. 2006, we are introduced to our main character, Kiryu Kazuma. He's with his adoptive daughter Haruka Sawamura at a cemetery, paying the respects for his adoptive father who died in the last game. Oh, nope, I selected the wrong option, but yeah. Not everything goes smoothly though, because we are attacked by a Dojo Clan's rival gang members. And they made a grave mistake coming here, because we are gonna have this tutorial fight with them. These tutorials are just, about combos and basic combat here. Come on, can I hit the final hit? Nice. And there is always one dude that is invincible until you finish all the tutorials. Second set of tutorials is more about defensive stuff. Oh, you want to see somebody attack you after you attack them, but, well, I'm just gonna have to wait for someone to attack. Nice. This is just blocking and evading. Basic stuff. You can focus. You can do a charged light attack. Okay, this is gonna be a bit slow. But yeah, these are heat moves that you can use depending on what you have on you. They're kind of like context-sensitive attacks. They're pretty not that useful, but sometimes they are kind of neat. During the time we were on the graveyard, we had a third person with us for a little bit called Terada. He was actually a chairman being kind of leader character of a clan or a Yakuza group, and he was there with us, but he got shot by some of the assassins there, and now Dojo Clan is without a chairman. That is a problem, having a huge Yakuza gang without a leader. So we, as Kiryu, have an idea to find a Daigo Dojima in Kamurocho, and we've come here to look for him, so maybe he could become the next chairman. But yeah, tutorials continue for a bit. Now we get to learn more about weapons, and important part about weapons in the run is that they are invaluable. They will be the damage dealers for our run. You can pick up stuff from the environments, or you can... Oh, I did a hit move, okay. I have no idea what the game's doing. You can pick up stuff from the ground, and some of them you can put in your inventory. Once you put in your inventory, you can save for later, but like those traffic cones there, you cannot put them in your inventory, you have to use them then and there. There we bought ourselves a chargeable heavy attack. These many tutorials cannot be skipped, and the game's painstakingly slow with them, so we're just gonna have to watch what the game's doing there, and once it lets us go all hammy, then just mash everything. But yeah, second tutorial done, and third tutorial is a little bit different compared to the earlier ones. There is no invincible enemy at all, so we can get rid of everyone immediately. But this can go a bit wrong. We're supposed to have a charged light attack and get rid of the 4 goons and then finish the strong one with regular combo. But sometimes some of those smaller enemies can kind of run away a bit and they have to be dealt with separately, but that was a perfect one. This woman here actually tells us where Daigo Dojima is. He's at a club. But we are not ready to continue just yet. Other important part of this run is vending machines and importantly drinks that we get from them. The Poseidon powder one there I just bought will allow Kiryu to run as long as it's active and it lasts for multiple minutes. It's very useful early on. And then I bought the other one, that's Muscle Soda. Muscle Soda is a huge attack boost. Gives you a huge attack boost, and yeah, I think you can see why it's rather useful. There's plenty of fighting, so extra damage will be helpful. These town punks are Daigo's kind of entourage. We have some pointy stuff to say to them, so we're just gonna use the switchblade we pocketed during the second tutorial and show them a way out. First boss fight is against Daigo. Despite the cool shots and cutscenes, let's just say we're gonna take him for a ride. Oh, he flew a little bit far away. Oh yeah. These enemy weapons deal massive damage combined with the Muscle Soda. So 2 swings and Daigo's pretty much a downer. Feel the Heat that we just did is kind of a boss ending cutscene. You have to mash light attack button to increase your heat gauge to full and then you can do this cutscene. Well, now that that fight's done, we found Daigo, we convinced him to stop going alone and come with us and try to become the next chairman. He just tells us a bit about problems he's having with this dude called Ryuji Gora. And he's currently at Sotenbori, so we're gonna be following him. Not long after arriving to Sotenbori, we get ambushed by this dude. And as you probably saw, we chose the classy option as an answer. That's because it's way faster to mash through that than if we pick the upper one. That taken care of, we can finally continue our way in search of some Ryuji Gora. That pretty much takes us to this place called Grand. It's a cabaret club that is pretty much, if you've played Yakuza 0, you know the place. It has a big role in that. As we arrive here, we heard that VIP section is closed off, we can't get there currently, so we have to find a way to get there. After we dealt with the thug earlier, there was this Kurokawa guy, and he probably might know a way to get into VIP section. During this walk to Kurokawa, we will also pick up a cold plate, and that's for money reasons. We're gonna be needing a couple $100 grand for the entire run. And that's not just for lemonade and taxi rides and fun times, there's a couple of skips involved. Well, kinda skips. But yeah. Okay, this might be bad. But yeah, we met Kurokawa called Grand, and now we can enter the VIP section. In the VIP, the Ryuji Gora, we have a little bit of a discussion, but yeah, it turns out nicely. He doesn't want to fight himself, so we have to fight his goons. Hashimoto is actually one of the more stronger goons. He takes 2 heavy stabs and the lesser ones take just 1. That was a good fight because I only did 3 stabs. With weapons, it's you use durability based on your swings and if it hits. So if you hit 3 enemies with 1 swing, you only use 1 durability. And some weapons have a lot more durability than others. But overall, it's just that you want to hit as many enemies with 1 swing as possible, not just because it's faster, but also it will save your weapons, so you can use them later on. Here, the Kamurocho has this high tower pretty much in the center of the town called Millennium Tower, and it exploded. Goda there had planted some bombs there, and or at least someone who's one of his accomplices or something. And yeah, that's not that kind of a big deal because Millennium Tower goes booming almost every single Yakuza game, and yeah. But now we are going with Daigo to the Omi Alliance's headquarters. I don't think if I said it, but Kiryu is a former dojo chairman himself, and Terada, who was also a chairman, his last wish was that we make a peace treaty with Omi Alliance, and we were about to fulfill that, but Omi Alliance chairman got kidnapped. Goda. So we enter our kind of first set-piece fight. As it starts, we want to see the wooden sword drop down so we can pick it up for later use. Right now, and it didn't break. Thing about this game's physics is that when you kill enemies and they drop their weapons, they sometimes can break, and they sometimes can fly far away, and sometimes they just are weird. Let's just say this game's physics is weird overall. That's a rather good fight. But we're not done with this place just yet. We're gonna have to run out of the headquarters by ourselves because Daigo decided to have a one-on-one with Ryuji. This is a normal Saturday for Kiryu, by the way. Just running through an entire headquarters by yourself. But yeah. That wooden sword fell to the ground. It's good. It didn't break. We are gonna want to use it now. One funny thing about these double doors is that you want to you want to open them straight from the center. If you open it from either side, you will have a longer walking animation. It's small stuff, but it's kind of one of those that you start noticing as you run the game more. This is pretty much just me running through the place, so if there's any donations or anything, I think now is a good time to read those.
Let's see. There aren't any donations, but we do have some prizes for people who are willing to donate. So we have $10 in total donations. Will put you in. We'll sign you up to in a drawing for a Super Mario Kart Horse Race. $15 in total donations for the Switch game prize pack. You get a pack of 4 games. Let's see, and then a total of $25 in donations. We have 2 Steam Game Mystery prize packs. If you donate a total of $25.
Okay. And we're gonna be picking up this sword. We wanna amass some weaponry in our inventory so we can finish the game with... Okay, that's never happened before. You're supposed to do a heavy charge attack on this guy and then just open the door, but that guy managed to throw daggers at my back. Wow. He was out for blood today. Okay, mini-boss time. If he dies easily, he dies easily. If he doesn't, you're in trouble. But at least we managed to get rid of him quickly. Okay, I'm not liking my soda situation. Okay, please. Let me go. You can get rid of these dudes using the chandelier, but a couple of these guys are holding pistols, and we want those. We want actually 2 pistols for the entire run to be pocketed in our inventory. So I hope at least one of these dudes will... thank you. Drop a kind of pistol intact. Like you. Come on. Nice. Okay. Oh, I'm taking the second one too. And I think yeah. Just remember that I forgot to equip the sword we picked earlier. Couple of more dudes and then we get to the boss fight. Daigo didn't do that well against Ryuji, so we're gonna have to finish the job. Boss fights are generally simple. This one's stab, do a heat move, slap when he's ground in the ground. Survive a quick time event attack and punch. That's the heat move. Wait a little bit, because if you immediately try to slap him when he's on the ground, you will actually just face your sword through him and he will take no damage. Once again, we're gonna feel the heat and get the cutscene going. And these guys just survive these sword slashes and... punches like nothing. Ryuji is gonna have a little bit of a headache tomorrow, and otherwise he's good. Don't worry. After the fight, police will come knocking and we get arrested by Kaoru Sayama. She's kind of the namesake of the previous chapter. She's called the Yakuza Huntress. But she didn't actually put us arrest, it's more of a protective custody. But yeah, as she's driving us away to Sotenbori, we get shot by a couple of bullets and she gets hit. And now she's wounded at the car and told us to go to Aoi, which is a bar that is run by her mother. And her mother is actually also proficient at some sort of medicinal stuff. She thinks Kaoru thinks she can heal her, so we're gonna go say hi, we're bringing your daughter. And now we're gonna run back to the car and bring the daughter to her. That looks bad. I'm gonna visit this place. One thing about this game is that these encounters can be rather annoying. They're kind of random. And if you see one of them coming your way, you better have a way to get rid of it so you don't have to do an extra fight. There I visited one place, I don't even know what the place is, it's supposed to kind of tell what's going on in the city. I visited that place and it de-aggroed them. After being de-aggroed, they take 5 seconds to notice you or something ridiculous. Overall, I'm gonna explain that a bit better a little bit later. Because now we're carrying Kaoru and she's bleeding fast, so we don't want to bump into anyone. If we bump into anyone, she will bleed even faster and we get more text boxes. There are also a couple of people who will start talking to us if we get too close to them. Yeah. Now that Kaoru's there healing a bit, we're gonna have to kill a bit of time here. We're actually kind of on a timer, we're waiting for a couple of phone calls to happen. Second one being Kaoru's mother, telling us to get some bandages, as she's run out or something. Anyway, now we're gonna be doing some, let's say, shopping. I'm picking a couple of locker keys. That was one of those locker keys I'm gonna pick up. There are lockers in both Kamurocho and Sotenbori that contain useful items, like weapons and armor and whatever. So for this run we're gonna be getting 3. And all of them are getting during this kill the time section. We're also getting these platinum plates here. And that's solely for the money. Yeah, as we're running around, coming back for the encounters, there are a couple of the kind of ways to get to your goal. Some of these are like opening a door or activating a taxi or something, and that requires you to press a button. Those are unavailable if you're in a fight, so if you have to go like to a taxi and you get ambushed by an encounter, you know that's gonna be a bad thing. There are also some area triggers that you can activate even if you're in fight. You just fail the fight. I have no idea how that works, but you fail the fight. So knowing what to do next is pretty good. And there are multiple ways of getting rid of your aggressors. Like discussed previously, that one random room is one way. to de-aggro them. That doesn't remove them necessarily, but it will stop them from trying to grab you immediately. You can also do that by picking keys from the floor or talking to someone who is following you if you have anyone available at the time. You can despawn them though by doing some goal quests or whatever. But more importantly and a more useful one to completely despawn enemies is going to a vending machine. They will never attack a person who's thirsty. That's a bad ambush. Come on. Yeah. I was gonna get ambushed, I went to a vending machine and poof, they're gone. Because the next thing I'm supposed to do is talk to this guy, and I wouldn't have been able to do it if I had been in a fight. Yeah, that second call came. Oh, and we are now able to bring back the bandages Kaoru needs. So let's do just that. After this though, we won't be killing any time. We have actually something to do, and that's meeting with the information dealer that Kaoru was supposed to meet at a mahjong parlor. Taxi rides, yeah. You've probably seen already, but taxi will be ridden a lot, so we don't have to exercise too much. Yeah. This is the mahjong parlor. We cannot enter because we don't have a kind of a ticket thing that we need to have to enter, and we hear that this person called Yonka might have it, and since he's a UFO catcher addict, we're gonna find him at the arcade. These games are kind of wonderful. This has, at least this one has a full working version of Virtua Fighter 2.1 or something. And there are multiple other games inside this one game. And all of the other Yakuza games are just like that. And also plenty of other mini games, bowling, golfing, whatever. Yeah. Back to the story a bit. Yonka there, we said that we will help him with the UFO catcher. Yeah. We didn't, and he just told us that his little girl has been stolen. So we're gonna be signing off these Yakuza, hopefully with one swing, except Yoshi will be annoying, and it's his own sign-off swing. They tell us that someone on the bridge has the little girl. But now that we are near the lockers, we're gonna be opening the ones we got the key for. They contain a wooden sword, which of course weapons are useful, a blood-choked chainmail that will decrease our defense and increase our attack in exchange. And also a tome of something that will give us some EXP to buy some skills a little bit later. Yeah, we rescued the little girl and it was a cat. And at least it's not struggling or aggressive or anything, just like Kiryu thought. We return the cat and get the tile. It kind of works as a ticket, so now we can get it. Finally. Take a taxi ride. Hello again. Huh? It's not quite sure either. Yeah. The information dealer is named Esaki, and he's right there. There's also a couple of stuff we have to say. First, we have to say it's your call and pay kind of this entry fee for the match. What we find out here is that we bought one of the bullets that hit Kaoru and show it to this guy. But first we have to pay him 300 yen. This is one of the reasons why we sold those plates. If we don't do that, we have a kind of 5-minute excursion to do. So it's just faster to have money. But yeah, I don't think I need to say any more. Of course it's gonna get ugly, and yeah. We had a little fight here, but yeah, about the bullets that hit Kaoru, we find out that it came from a weapon that the Dojo rival clan Omi Alliance used. And yeah, they kind of figure that maybe they have some kind of a price on Kiryu's and possibly Kaoru's head. We ran out of muscle soda completely, so now it's a perfect place to refill those, as the vending machine is just on our way to the next objective. Now is gonna come one of the funniest parts of the run. This is extremely fun. A minigame about running our own cabaret club. The gist is that you're supposed to put one of your members to serve a customer depending on what the customer wants. If you do anything in this minigame, the timer will stop. You have 3 minutes to sit here. You don't have to get any money here. The game doesn't really care, so you have to do what every customer service should always do, and do absolutely nothing. Let the customers kinda get angry. Okay, that's a bad joke, but yeah. Host, you have 2 minutes 30 seconds to discuss or anything you have in mind. Don't know anything, you just go hey fire.
いらっしゃいませ。お客さん。
Is the host?
ようこそ。当社員。
Well.
Oh, sorry. Well, we just to reiterate, we have the prizes, $10 donation for Super Mario Kart, and if you donate $10, or at least $10, you entered for Super Mario Kart Portrait. $15 will get you entered in for Switch game prize pack, and then $25 for the Steam game mystery prize pack. And it goes to a good cause, of course.
Yep. Yep, this minigame has a story behind it. This is one of the 2 bigger ones in the game. There's a race, you're gonna have to compete against other cabaret clubs, and yeah, and the platinum members actually have some stories behind them as well. But for the run, yeah, this is an early break. This would be if it were kinda at the end, but Chapter 4 out of 16, and you're gonna have to sit through this. That's just how it rolls. And there's no real way to make this go any faster. Just gonna have to sit there and stretch a bit. But don't worry, the other minigame will be more playable. Where we can actually do something, and we have to do something. More interactive. Yeah. Soon we can continue, and we will immediately run out of this place, only to never to return. Yeah. We made 0 yen. We were very effective. Thanks for the help. And away we go. And after that wonderful time, Chapter 4 is done. And after Chapter 4 comes Chapter 5. Amazing. And we start off here with Kiryu kind of thinking that he probably should go tell the Dojo clan what's going on. Even though we are former Dojo member, it's just like you can never get rid of that lifestyle if you ever got caught up in it, I guess. But yeah, also one thing to discuss is the Daigo's journey to becoming a chairman. He's a young dude, and the elder members of Dojo Clan won't take it sitting down that a young puppy will be calling the barks. So we're gonna have to convince them. This is Yaoyi. She is actually the interim chairwoman, because there's no one else. And she is also Daigo's mother. And Daigo's father is also a previous dojo chairman, so you could say he might have it in his blood to be the chairman. Yeah, he gave us a key to this nice little locker room. And we're gonna be picking a experience book, nameless katana, and that dagger. That dagger belongs to a former commander. And let's just say, even though if you've never played Yakuza, you might know this guy from memes and plenty of other stuff. This eye-patched guy is someone we're gonna be talking to pretty soon, and we're gonna make him vouch for Daigo. As we're heading away from the headquarters, we get attacked by this mysterious assassin, and now it's time to start leveling up. I'm gonna be drinking the books too, to get some extra XP, so I have enough to buy a couple of experience boosts. One sprint boost that will allow us to sprint for longer without tiring, so we might not need to use that much lemonade to give us the extra stamina. One weapon attack boost and a couple of basic attack boosts. And yep, we got back back to Kamurocho, and first thing when we arrive is Kaoru calling us that she needs some stuff. That stuff being beer and underwear. And of course, we're Kiryu, true gentlemen, we get them from this Don Quixote place. It sells both, so we go there and just pick something. Okay, we got what she wanted, so we're gonna take these to her. Tenkaichi Street, there is this bar called Serena, which is pretty much a headquarters for every single protagonist in Yakuza series, almost. It's pretty much in every single game. So yeah, you'll get to know this place if you ever play these games. Now that she has some underwear and beer, we are ready to go find the commander we were discussing earlier. He's located currently at Purgatory, and Purgatory is a place kinda for the rich people to throw their money away. Kinda like a pleasure district, and you'll probably get the vibe pretty soon. And the way you enter it is through the male bathroom here. And that sets off Kaoru a bit, but she manages to pull through and we enter Purgatory. Yeah, lots of Oni-sans and whatnot. But we don't get distracted and we get to our goal, which is on the other side of Purgatory, this mansion place. And there we will meet our commander. Meet Goro Majima. And he says that he will vouch for Daigo if we beat him and a couple of other people in an arena match. So lemonade time and grab a sword and stab. This Cuba down. What do you think I'm gonna do next? To Gary Buster Holmes. I'm gonna take a sword and I'm gonna go stab, stab, stab. And time to fight Majima. Majima fight is 2 stabs. Oh my god, revolutionary. And then survive a quick time attack and then punch his face. Once again, pretty cool cinematography here. Nice. I'm gonna put our sword away to save the durability of it for later fight. And we're gonna give him the diaper treatment here. Of a gut punch. Yeah, Majima is a very cool character. And I think it was in Kiwami 1 where there was this Majima everywhere mechanic where he hid somewhere and started fighting you, kinda. Yeah, ambushing you every now and then. It was very fun. Yep, we beat Majima, and now he's on board with vouching for Daigo's chairmanship. So we're gonna be discussing that in detail. But not all goes well once again, because Majima is kind of head of this Majima construction thing. He's building a huge building called Kamurocho Hills, or Kamuro Hills, and there are these other people who are trying to sabotage that project. And now we get this RTS tower defense minigame where we have to defend the tools of Majima construction. We don't play as Kiryu here, we're just giving commands to Majima's goons. And listen to awesome music. I really love this song. It's just so hyped. There are gonna be 5 waves of these enemies, and 4 of them are just regular goons, and the 5th one is a boss battle. Now it's just knowing where to position your dudes. So there won't be too many runaways here. Okay, second one down, but it's going pretty well. Okay. I'm gonna put you a little bit behind. Nice. A few more. Okay. Nice. Time for the boss battle. You can level up your dudes using money you get from every round and during the rounds, and you can also use money to use these instantaneous skills that do stuff. The one I used increases our attack a bit, so it makes the boss battle go a little faster. And now we're gonna get this wonderful little jingle. Take a listen. Get ready to hear that a lot if you decide to complete this minigame. But I love it, so I didn't care that much doing it myself. Yeah, after that we're gonna be seeing something related to that. And that minigame also has some kind of a story behind it, just like the Cabaret Club thing, so definitely recommending playing through that one. After that, we're gonna be returning back to Serena. We were supposed to wait a little bit while there. Until 1 AM, to be precise. But this means Chapter 5 is done. Then for Chapter 6, this one begins with a couple of police officers, Makoto Date and... Okay, I haven't got a blank on the other one's name. I think it was Kawara or something? Hiro Kawara, maybe? Okay, but those police officers are visiting Stardust, a club that apparently might have a foreign leader. Or, I think it was something along those lines. But yeah, Kazuki is the leader there, and it's one of our old friends, and as the police enter there, they're gonna have a little bit of a discussion, and Kazuki just runs away. Not suspicious at all, definitely not, and the police run after them. That makes the Yuya person there, the guy in purple, we skimmed over. Kinda get upset about it because he's a friend of Kazuki and yeah, he's also a bodyguard, so might affect his job a bit. But yeah, we don't care about that just yet. We are here to get into Amana building. A building we got in or outside of, but we can't enter because it was used by these 16-bit goons previously, but they were kicked out by mysterious foreign organization. And they decided to have a fight with us, but we gave them a bit of a cone in the head, and they told that their leader has the key. So we can enter the Amana building if we get the key from the leader. This couple set of fights, we want to use only one soda, if possible, and it is possible. Unless these goons decide to do something like that. Nice. Funny thing about this fight also is that you can... if you get rid of the goons fast, there will be less of them, so they will spawn. There's a couple of seconds of delay between all the spawns. But we got the key, so now we're running back, and we got a really good luck with these dudes that they didn't face our way, so we can just run past and get the taxi. Now we're gonna get another set piece sequence inside Amana building. And it's time to introduce you to someone special. Meet Man in Black. Okay. On the first floor there is a saw. Right here. We're gonna grab this baby and put it in our inventory. It's very useful later. Since we got 2 pistols on the previous, on the 3rd chapter, we don't need to pocket any pistols here, but we want one of these guys drop a intact pistol. Just like that dude did, because the next corridor will be a dangerous without one. It's a dangerous even with one. Because there are 3 goons with guns, and one of them is submachine gun. Ooh. One funny thing about submachine guns is that they can juggle you and deal a lot of damage, but the last bullet of the spray will always knock you down, losing you a lot of health. Also meet Man in Black. Okay. To save durability of our own wooden sword, we hope that we can get one from either one of these 2 goons who hold one. And both of them dropped their swords, but they broke immediately. That's just bad luck. But maybe this crowbar can help us. Yeah, crowbar's fine. But for the boss I'm still, for safety reasons, gonna go with katana. We have to use a couple of extra. But it doesn't matter because meet Man in Black. Now we can start immediately. We have to wait his health bar to appear. If you do it too early, he doesn't care about your attacks. Also now, why am I grabbing this can? Even though I depleted his health. Meet Man in Black. He doesn't quit easily. You're gonna give him that. So let's show him what he can do, or what we can do rather, and give him the Goda treatment. And during this time, or rather before, Daigo had been kidnapped, so we're kinda looking for him here. That's kinda the main goal, but what we do find is something else. We find that there are 2 Kazukis. And the police officers kinda run and caught the other one, but there were two, and now they were pretty much just going, huh? What's going on? But that entire situation ended up in a shootout where the other Kazuki got shot, the real Kazuki got shot, the other police officer got shot, and now everyone's just getting shot. But yeah, so now we're gonna have to carry Kazuki and the other police officer to Emoto Medical Clinic to get treated properly. And I think this is a good time to read donos or any other stuff you have in mind. If you have questions, you can ask those too. Go ahead.
Oh, sure. So once again, they have prizes at 10, 25, and 20. The $10, $15, and $25 level. So $10 will for you for Super Mario Kart Portrait, Super Mario Kart Portrait, $15 for the Switch game prize pack, and then we have two mystery prize packs that are of 8 Steam games for $25. And then once again, if you guys want to donate, this is great because this is a good cause for supporting Child's Play charity, and they of course help kids be kids and set up the Amazon wish list for kids that are sick, and yeah, if anything you can donate would be great and get a great cause.
Nice. It's a good cause indeed. I'm gonna show you something about Date-san here. If I can, camera, please. Yeah, he has no back. You can't backstab a police that has no back. It might be a defensive mechanism, I don't know. But yeah, we brought the dudes to medical clinic and decided to go have a drink and discuss some stuff. Kiryu says he's gonna take a little bit of a breather, but he gets a phone call from Karu, who's kinda like, you left me all alone here. What are you doing? She's all flustered, so we're gonna run back to her. But things aren't as calm as they might seem. The mysterious foreign organization has gotten a hold of the place, and we're gonna have to teach them some table manners. They don't know how to eat in Japan, so we're gonna have to show them. Team enjoy, everybody. And I love this dude's enthusiasm here. Hiya! All the way. Once again, we feel the heat. And have a rather quick cutscene to finish those dudes off. Now, I actually didn't check my lemonade status. Okay, we have enough. We're gonna run with Kaoru back to the Bantam. Why I checked the lemonade though is because you need 2 to finish this chapter, and then you need 1. Optimally, you will use 1 in the next chapter and then go to the vending machine, but if things look bad, you can purchase some here. But I should be okay. Now they got back to Bansam. Date-san is drinking there, and they're managed to be more foreign people, kinda blackmailing the bar staff a bit and forcing them to try to kill us, and it goes really well, as you can see. Definitely these bar people can fend off a dude who just ran through an entire enemy headquarters alone, throwing plants and swords and everything. Yeah. I said they were blackmailed to do it, so we kind of just hugged it out and now we're friends again. After that, we're just gonna run to Serena to kind of inform everybody and collect our thoughts a bit. If it only were so easy, because there's a sub-story that will want to kind of raise its head a bit. this grandma is having problem with some triads, but they might not understand Japanese, but they understand sign language, so grab a sign and show them what they need to know. But that grandma is a kung fu master, she could have hold them off by herself, so I don't know. Maybe it was just being a gentleman Kiryu to help her out. And that was that. Chapter 8 is next. It pretty much begins with some video footage of the shootout at the end of chapter 6, and we have a suspicion that it might have come from a information dealer called the Florist, who used to be a... I don't remember if he used to be a cop, then stopped being a cop, and is once again a cop. But currently he is a cop. And he works at the Millennium Tower with a rather wonderful looking room. We're gonna pay him a visit and ask him a little bit about that night and the video footage overall. And this is how you use any kind of stairs, really. But yeah, now that we're talking with the Florist a bit, there is an intruder alert here, and in the basement there's some random dudes. But that means we're gonna have to up our levels a bit. We're gonna buy another weapon attack up and lots of regular attack ups, so we can deal with these goons. Enemies raise in power after every few chapters. And I don't fully remember the chapters where they rise in difficulty, but we kind of try to counter that with increasing stats. And this boss fight is gonna be pretty similar to the earlier ones. Heavy stab, a hit attack, slap him when he's on the ground, survive a cutscene attack, and then he's gonna do something funny. I have no idea, but I think those pipes might be a bit not easy to handle, but he doesn't care. He's just holding them up like nothing. And also, listen to the sound he makes. I don't know if they're supposed to sound, but it sounded like he's flailing them a lot faster. But we definitely want him to pipe down a bit, so we're gonna charge a light attack and get to feel the heat. If he attacks you, this one's also one of the dudes that if you let him go crazy, he will definitely go crazy. And this is the best mashing quick time events ever, because if you do it, you're slower. You have to skip it. Or you have to do absolutely nothing to be as fast as possible. But now the Florist gets his internet connection back and he can check the local news and everything while sipping down the coffee. But he also managed to find that Daigo is held at a place called Shangri-La. It's pretty close here, so we're gonna be filling our lemonades now and run to the place. This encounter we don't really mind because this is an area trigger here, so we're gonna fail the fight. Yeah, we failed it. And we're now another set piece fight, this time in Shangri-La. We're gonna give these guys some plant-based diet. Nice. And I used the sword a bit too much to my liking, so I'm gonna be taking it safely with my killing these enemies with my fists. The final one I'm gonna stab. Oh, come on. Also, it's faster to knock down doors rather than opening them, so if I have a weapon at hand and I can hit the door open, I will. This chapter is good for giving us crowbars. These crowbars are... For one thing, they have a wonderful heavy attack animation. We just whirl like a ballerina all over the place. These are pretty powerful, and they also have 18 durability, so we can do 18 attacks. We're gonna collect 2 of these babies and Come on, let me in. Oh, don't you dare block my attack. And now I've collected all I need. So all I'm gonna grab are ones I'm gonna use now. There's a wooden sword that I definitely want to pick up. Can I throw it without breaking you? No. Oh, don't. I can break these inventory items on the ground if I just walk into them. They sometimes break, and I definitely don't want to break that sword. 36 durability means we're gonna be using it a long time. Once again, plenty of dudes, but Kiryu's fine on his own. Drink a little bit of soda here, and now I'm gonna get rid of these guys. Guns can be rather annoying as they can pile up damage very quickly, especially later on once they start picking up some... where they start getting heavier in the damage output department. Final mini-boss. And once again, if you let him go crazy, he will make your life miserable. He didn't manage to go crazy, so we can run away. And we find Daigo, and he's in ropes on the bed. So to let him loose, we have to get rid of these guys. We poked fun of their miserable lives and free Daigo. Chapter 9. Now it has been some time from the start of the game, and it's time to have a funeral for the Terada person, the previous chairman of the Dojo clan. And we are of course gonna go there, because we like the guy, and it's just how it goes. We're gonna be losing the white suit just for a bit. Don't worry, we'll get it back, but just so it doesn't come as a big shock to anyone. Okay. Hope you don't mind black suit, Kiryu. I don't know how many of you probably can guess this isn't gonna go as smoothly as a regular funeral. Remember Terada a bit. Then we walk away because there's already something going on at the front door. And who else would it be than Ryuichi Gora and his goons kinda crashing the place. Meet Hashimoto again. This time he comes back with a sword. And once again, if you don't deal with him immediately, he will drive you crazy. That's pretty much the name of the game. And I'm gonna do some equipment stuff here. We're gonna be equipping the first pistol here. It will have its uses soon. And crowbar just for regular use. Ryuichi Gora actually discussed something about 3 days, and then there will be blood in Kamurocho and all sort of ominous stuff. And also said that there have been some people doing some stuff in Kamurocho while we were at the funeral. So we go to Kamurocho and we alt F4 out of the game. This sport is rather good. If you try to run the game entirely without closing it at least once, it will crash. If you have more than 8 threads, that is. Or it can crash even then, it's just a wonderful piece of software. So yeah. Soon we're gonna be back at it again. Nice. Usually you stop the timer, but here it's definitely not necessary. Yeah. Then with the game, there was one person to stop the Ryuichi's goons from doing stupid stuff, and that dude was Majima. Of course it's Majima. But he single-handedly dealt with the dudes and told us that there is another person now back at the Dojo HQ and has overrun the place, and is pretty much now sitting in the chairman's chair, being all high and mighty. So that means we're gonna have to get back here and start dishing out some pain. We want to have at least one of these swords intact, but that's apparently a no-go. So we're gonna have to go with the crowbar. Oh. Okay, this one is very heavy on managing your inventory and what you have on and how much you can use it, so you have to react and think kinda in advance what you can use and when. Right now I'm running very low on the sword. I'm supposed to have a couple of more uses to it, but well, stuff happened and now we have to deal with Shindo here. We're gonna tell him to have a seat first, but even more first, we're gonna increase our running capabilities a bit, boost our weapon attack to max and get a couple of attack boosts for a good measure. One so far, chair was enough, and he ran away. We're not done with him yet, so we're gonna do a heat move with the wooden sword, and he's almost dead. Now we're gonna grab the pistol we had. We're not gonna shoot him immediately. There is a third section to this fight, and if we wouldn't have the gun, we would have to go to his face and punch him. And then we would get the kind of cutscene that will finish the fight. But with gun, we can teleport ourselves into the cutscene. Technology is amazing. Like that. And I think this fight is pretty cool. Overall, the cutscenes and stuff are really cool in the game, so it's kind of shame that we have to skip all of it. It's in the name of speed. And now with Shindo dead, we can go back to the conference room and free all the people. And continue with our lives. Except no. And also he switched his suits before coming after me. It's kinda ridiculous. And now Shindo can... okay, he didn't. Can do a weird combo where he will grab us with the sword and we get knocked down. Or he can just not get stunned at all and go crazy. Luckily we get to deal with Shindo easily. Chapter 10 is... well, it's one of those kill the time things. Nothing major, definitely not going on, so our objective is to kill time. And even with these kill time objectives, we have an objective or a place where we can go to. Those goons look scary. I'm gonna try grabbing the key. Managed. I did it. Nice. Yeah, if I had just run without grabbing the key, they would have definitely grabbed me into a fight. And that would have been 10 to a 20-second loss. Yeah. After we went to Avenue with Taxi, we got snapped into this kind of side story inside the main story with Takashi. He's kind of worried that his girlfriend might be doing something behind his back because he's kind of doing stuff alone. So he knows this information dealer Florist, you might have heard before, and he tasks Kiryu with asking the florists to let Takashi see what her girlfriend is doing when she's alone. He thinks she might be cheating on him or something. So this relationship is definitely based on trust. But for some reason we decided to go to Florist and ask him if he wants to show him his cameras. And as the objective says, he's in luck. We're gonna go back and get Takashi to visit the Florist. And now that we have both all the extra, or well, not all the extra, but most of the extra sprint upgrades, we don't need to drink any more Poseidon powers at all. So we can run to every single one of these objectives without needing a drink. Okay, that's terrifying. I'm gonna take it safe. I can. Oh, okay. Meat side quest I have never done in a run. That's about a fake Kiryu running amok and kinda causing you some fame issues, but yeah. I thought I had to fight him immediately. At least I didn't have to. But those corridors are rather tight, so if you have an encounter there, it's gonna get messy and scary. Anyway, what Takashi saw from the cameras is that his girlfriend is actually borrowing money from her father because Takashi himself has some problems kind of getting a job. Every job he gets kicked out of in a day or two. So yeah. Trust is something, I guess. And also, yep, we actually are going back to Serena to discuss something with Kaoru. She's decided to go dig deeper into the Yingwell massacre mentioned pretty much at the start of the run. And she told us that she will go to the police department, do some snooping around and meet us in Sotenbori. We don't find her anywhere here, so best place to ask where someone is to go straight to the mother and ask where your daughter is. Or at least that's what we think. What we find out is that she has gone to this place called Stigil. I'm butchering all the names, by the way, if you haven't noticed already. So I hope your ears can take it. But yeah. Stigil is a shot bar and apparently she needed to unwind a bit, so... She can't unwind now, we have stuff to discuss. Once again, I think this is a good spot to read donations or repeat incentives, anything. So, host, take it away.
Boy.
Okay. Alright, so once again, we have our prizes for at the $10, $15, and $25 levels. So, Super Mario Kart Portrait at $10, Switch Game Prize Pack, so 4 Switch games at $15. We'll be in the drawing for that. And then we have 2 Steam Game Mystery Prize Packs. There are 8 Steam games, and that's at the $25 level. And once again, this goes your donations go towards Child's Play charity, and it's a good cause, and we'd love for you to donate.
Nice. We find Kaoru, and there's now some romance stuff going on, but love takes time and we don't have time as we're speedrunning, so we're skipping through it all. But once again, we're back at square one. Explore the city just to kill time. Well, once again, we have a objective still that we can go to, and this time around it's a tattoo artist that's about to throw a design in the water. We're gonna say no. Don't do it. And then he won't do it and takes us to his place where we learn some problems he's having about finding a successor, and he's decided on someone who's gonna barge in, this woman here. And there are 2 pupils to him, and the other one's not happy with the decision. And the lady one there would take the seat as a successor, so he steals her design and runs away with it. That means we're gonna have to get it back because we're a gentleman. The one person who did take this design is actually Ash Ketchum, and we're gonna show him what it means to take something from someone. We're gonna steal his starter with a crowbar. Okay, this is looking rather bad. I'm running out of crowbars way too early. But yeah. Yep, we managed to beat them up, and the design actually that was stolen is on the back of some person called Ryuji Goda. You might have heard of him. At least once. But the next chapter begins with Kaoru wanting to talk to us at the Ibao Bridge. She might have found something that would help us kind of learn more about the Yingdong massacre. So we're gonna go to this place called Keima. And at Keima there is some shogi players who will give us some information if we pay him a 30 grand, and that's one more reason why we sold some of the plates in the early on. Now we had enough money to pay him. He told us that you can get inside a shogi parlor that the information dealer, there might be an information dealer who knows something about that case. And by going to this place, I'm gonna I managed to get it wrong. But yeah, once we enter this place where we're supposed to find something helpful, we find the place is locked, and next to the door there is this pamphlet that shows measurements of a woman that was a hostess at a place. And if we call the number that was also mentioned in the pamphlet, we have to give the measurements of the woman to open the door. That's something. I don't know. It's a puzzle game now. Yeah. After we opened that case there, we got a phone call that told us to go to Komian and order a Christmas present. Because it's Christmas. And we got our tile to get into the place where the information dealer might reside at. But the shogi player actually wants the shogi piece to himself. Or shogi tile, I have no idea what shogi even is. And yeah. Once we deal with him, we get another phone call telling us to go to Santa Claus and ask him to take us to the place where we're going. And his reindeer will take us there. And there was Santa Claus, by the way. Big quick cameo. Very quick cameo. And here we learn a lot about the massacre. Okay, I ran out of swords. I'm gonna have to concentrate a bit here. Oh, come on. Nice. Okay, so we learned a lot about the massacre here. One thing we learned is that Kiryu, as a wee lad, was actually at the site when that massacre happened. He was watching behind a door where his adoptive father was discussing with some random stranger there. And he looked at the situation and thought his dad is in danger, like that. And there was someone pointing a gun at him, so he barged in, and the random stranger decided that he has to shoot the little boy. He might be dangerous. So Kiryu's papa actually shot the random stranger. And this random stranger, well, at least Kaoru thinks that it might have been her father. So now she thinks that Kiryu has something to do with on his father's death. Yeah. After that, Kaoru goes kinda in a bad state. We are kinda just wanting to unwind at the bridge, and then we get attacked. And since the attack happens during a cutscene, it actually means something. So now we are bleeding to death, and nobody is here to carry us, so we're gonna have to walk ourselves to Aoi. This is a wonderful part because, once again, if you bump into people, you will lose a lot more health, big chunk at a time. And these NPCs are random, so you can do nothing but hope for a good pattern. And then there are these very not blind dudes who will definitely give you a game over if they see you. They're not seeing me right now. Definitely not. Okay. We managed to get to Aoi in one piece, so now it's a little bit of cutscene skipping, and once we wake up, we hear that Haruka has been taken or been kidnapped, and we are definitely not taking that sitting down. So it's time to find more about that. But this side story decides to pop its head a bit, so we're gonna have to take this guy for a ride. And we are gonna be increasing our attack to 174. This number is pretty precise because it's made to kind of manipulate the final boss fight. If we go for more, we probably won't, it won't work, and if we go for less, it won't work. Simple. Or it might work with a little bit lower, but that's an optimal number. At the golf center, there's a dude who knows something about Haruka's kidnapping, so we're gonna be running there and asking him personally. Maybe he tells us without a fight. Maybe. Just maybe. Or not. You have to saw him in half, and we get a phone call from Kurokawa. If I remember correctly, the phone call was from him, but at least we're gonna be going to talk to him right now. Dude from second chapter with the purple jacket who let us go in, or made the phone call to get us inside the Grand. But as Kiryu thought to himself, something's fishy here, we talk to him and goons. I'm gonna tell them to go back and grow a bit. And also physics. And this guy tells us that a good old Esaki from 4th chapter might know even more. So we're gonna go to a taxi because where Esaki is currently, it's pretty close to Aoi, so we know where to go. This place is rather dangerous because those... Okay, I'm fine. This taxi is always dangerous. Those goons can sometimes grab you, no matter what you do. But we managed to get up there safely. So we can go to Esaki immediately. Hello. He doesn't like us barging in, and... This is how many Saw sequels there are. They just keep coming. Now we're heading for a set piece because Esaki said that Haruka has been taken to a place called Osaka Castle. There are some goons, I'm gonna despawn them. So we're gonna be missing a couple of cool cutscenes, but the set piece itself is also pretty cool. And right now I'm gonna tell you to take a guess what's the boss fight gonna be. Just take a wild guess. You have a couple of minutes. And yeah. Music is nice. Visuals are nice. It's overall a nice place. Other than the spikes coming from the floor. And these goons, ninjas. If the ninjas get inside those spiked areas, they will do this constant dancing, and they are in invulnerable frames during the dance. And it's fun just watching them dance and you losing time. Okay, nice. Oh, my saw is pretty much dead. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of improvising here. And what this section needs is a turret or a minigun. Because we're now in a shooty bang bang game. Oh, and these controls are wonderful, I can tell you that much. But everyone's fine, those bullets aren't lethal, apparently. We're running now, we're gonna come to the mini boss. He might not be a man in black, but he's still rather won't give up, or won't know when to give up. Come on, give up now. And now it's time for the boss. I'm gonna take an extra lemonade here. Equip that and equip a sword. Let's see how many of you got this correct. Not just one, but two fierce tigers. And these tigers can deal a lot of damage, so I might have to take a swig of a toughness C here. First tiger is easily dealt with after one stab and some cutscene mashing. But the second one is, it takes a one stab and then it just decides to do something. I am quite scared of you right now. I'm very scared of you. Oh no. Stop, jump. Oh, where are you? Thank you. Woo. That takes care of those kiddies. Yeah. That's a wonderful set piece, and that fight is just cherry on the cake. We rescued Haruka, and now, as we are a good little father here, we decided it's nice to spend some time with her and then ease the stress a bit. What this means in the run is we're gonna run to set points where story progresses instead of having any fun with Haruka. Coming up first is this kind of, I think it's a music company or something. They are wanting to have Haruka as a pop idol or something, but we say no and run away. She's not ready yet. Grab a taxi. And he doesn't quit. He's like a man in black of music business. He doesn't know when to quit, calls us, and we decide, okay, let's hear him out. Hear him out a bit. Have to skip this little small cutscene of this dude harassing that lady. We don't do anything about that. We just, okay, let's go talk to this guy. And as we're thinking of making Haruka go into music business, we hear the anime line and we head out to see what's going on outside. It's kind of rival company wanting to steal Haruka or something. But only one who's gonna be signing any contract is these dudes. Right now. Yeah, here Haruka's like, no, I will never want to be a pop idol. Never, ever. No, I want to be with you. And then you roll your eyes. And for some baffling reason, we heard that Sigil has a lady singer there who has a wonderful voice, and we have to go check that out. You're far away enough, I can run away from you. I don't have to care. Okay. She gets flustered and runs away. And if you run away from Sigil, where will you end up? You will always end up at the bridge. So we're gonna go to the bridge and calm her down a bit. Or at least try. Yeah, she's here singing and la 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 la. She won't come back with us, so we're gonna go back to Sigil. Except we are not. Because we're gonna run into the producer dude once again, and he's still going after Haruka, but we just kind of point at the bridge and go there and take him to the bridge, and he's like, yeah, I'm fine with this. With that, like, sub-story type of thing taken care of, we can finally progress with more of the actual plot and get back to Aoi. Now we can just say that we're done with babysitting Haruka for a bit. We're gonna get a phone call that Date, the police officer, has been taken as a hostage in Kamurocho, and we have to get there immediately to save his butt. But the trip isn't gonna go that easy, because we get we have this clash with Yingbo Mafia, and we have another fight scene where this time around we can throw these dudes off the cars. And this section is the other one where we will use the a pistol we put in our inventory. Well, oh yeah, not this just yet, but the next one. I think it would be easy to fight in these conditions, though. Won't you agree? As you can see, the young dude who's throwing grenades, we cannot hit him with a weapon, regular melee weapon. So what we're gonna do is take a pistol and bang. A couple of those dudes have pistols, but they can break, so I don't trust them enough so that I wouldn't equip the second sword. And mini-bosses can easily be taken care of by throwing them on the road. Right now I'm thinking of someone we haven't seen in a while. I'm kinda missing him. How about you? Meet Man in Black. But this time surely it's the final time, right? You probably, as you're gonna see, there's no way he'll survive this trip. There's no way. Okay. Coming back to Kamurocho, we decide to head to Millennium Tower immediately, where Date-san is being held. And immediately I spot with my little eye an encounter, so I'm gonna talk to Karu to deaggro them. And hopefully we can make our escape. And we made it fine. Now we have a possibility to see the physics in a wonderful little action. We'll see what happens, but the boss we're gonna be fighting here is Urahashi. He's actually a police undercover Yingon agents. But he's also a police officer. He was made into a police officer because... or a high-standing police officer, I fully remember what his actual status was, but it was just to make sure that Yingon Mafia would have easier time to do their dirty deeds. Something about foreign affairs or something. I don't fully remember. But yeah, we give him the Goda treatment. And we get a blood dump here. Dude that died that night that Kaoru thought is her father is actually Ryuji's father. And Kaoru's father is the police officer there, who got shot again during this cutscene and won in chapter 6 at the shootout. But Ryuji and Kaoru share the same mother. Even though they have a different father, that means they are a bit of a relatives. What a twist. But after that shock, Sayama has been doing some hacking and more snooping, and now we don't know where she is. But of course, she's at Serena. So we're gonna have to get to her and discuss some what she learned during the snooping. But after we had discussed a while, we get a phone call to check on Kazuki, who's apparently awake at the Emoto clinic. So let's go see how he's doing. Okay, there's one dude. Yeah, we don't have to care about him, I hope. Just run away. Here we had a little bit of a discussion that we should probably let Dojo Clan know what is probably about to happen since 3 days. I think it's now that 3 days have passed after the funeral. Or it's pretty close to that at least, so... this fight is probably gonna be one I have to take. Or not. Wow, lucky. But yeah, 3 days might are pretty close to being passed, so we don't know what's coming up. But we might need some Dojo Clan members to take or help us out with fighting off the Ryuji's goons. And yeah, we kinda hired some of them, and Daigo here is gonna be doing some leading. He's gonna lead the dudes of Dojo Clan. He's finally becoming useful. But that still ain't enough. Flores has returned to his former place that is actually in Purgatory here, and it's at the mansion where we first met Majima last time. They have learned, or the florist has learned, that there has been some bombs planted all around Kamurocho, and that definitely sounds like a fun time. Blasting time. Once we check those out, we're starting getting phone calls from our friends that they are in trouble. We're gonna get at least 3. We're gonna get 3 phone calls. One of them is from Yuya that the Stardust is having a bit of a trouble, and Yuya is not doing so well. One is from Emoto Clinic. That dude's barging in there too. And the last one is from Bansam, the bar where we got kind of backstabbed at. So we're gonna help them all out. Starting up with Bansam, we're gonna run to a taxi, take it to Millennium Tower, that is closest place to Bansam, and right away. Wait. this is a pretty good time to read. It's probably one of the final times to read anything. The rest of the game is gonna be... Well, no, well, yeah. I think this is the best time probably to read anything.
Alright, once again, we have the... we have drawings for prizes at the $10, $15, $25 level, so $10 once again for Super Mario Kart Portrait. The 15, if you donate at least $15, you'll get entered for a pack of 4 Switch games, and at the $25 level, you'll be in a drawing for a pack of 8 Steam games. So once again, this is for Child's Play. It's a charitable organization that donates toys and games to children's hospitals worldwide, and so it's for a great cause. And yeah.
Yep. We got back to Emoto Clinic, and some wonderful person replaced the table we took last time and replaced it with one that's similar to the one we used before, so we can use it again, and we did. And now for the final one, that being the Stardust. Okay, I'm gonna run back and despawn these guys. That was a bad luck. So now we're gonna be running to Stardust, finish this chapter, and we get this one enthusiastic guy. Yura! He's having fun. We finally found Ryuji. He's standing there, he doesn't want to partake in this brawl. So we're gonna be getting rid of these goons, and once again the mini-boss is one of those that if you let him go crazy, he will make your life miserable. I'm gonna be equipping this for safety. Chapter 14 done. Chapter 15, okay, I might have said that that was the best place to read donations, I might have been wrong. This chapter is pretty much just kill time part million. But yeah, we begin this by going to Purgatory and take a look at Majima, who apparently defused a bomb. Ryuji said that we should go find him after we have dealt this bomb situation. And we will go and find him at Kamurocho Hills. That is actually something that takes place in the final chapter. For now, we're just gonna look at Majima because he's cool. Yeah. Now you have more of the Haruka babysitting here, and we're on a timer. It takes a couple of minutes for us to receive a phone call. The phone call will pretty much tell us now you can progress with the story. Come to Serena and let's discuss everything, all the final stuff, finality, everything. So we go to Serena and we wait for 3 minutes. You can do nothing to make this go faster, so what we can do here is discuss the weather and make Haruka fly.
Okay.
So, Bass Guy, do you have any questions or anything? Let's just discuss something.
Okay. Looks like we have. Looks like a donation from. Looks like you donated $5. For the comment, I already said to you once. Nice shirt, JP. So this time I will go with nice picture, JP. Good luck with the end of the run, my friend.
Thanks. Luck is always appreciated. But yeah. There is nothing to say about this. This is just. This is kind of like the Cabaret Club minigame back with vengeance. You can technically do something, but you really cannot. So yeah.
Was this a hard game to learn, or did it take you a while to pick up?
Definitely, I have a hard time memorizing routes that require you to do certain things. Like I had the taxi list is something I had a hard time learning, and kind of order of sequences when you had to go to this place and when you had to go to that place. And those definitely were hard ones for me to learn. The fight ones kind of came. I'm kind of learning them still, but they are they were kind of easier to start getting good with, and you start kind of getting, as you get good with them, you start noticing stuff you can do even more faster, even more easier, even more, sometimes more dangerously. Overall, this run isn't that difficult. You're rarely in danger of dying. So I've heard that the sixth game in the series that's done on the same engine is pretty much the opposite, that every single fight is a death sentence, pretty much. So I'm kind of glad this is a lot easier to learn. And there's a really good tutorials, or rather 2 tutorials that I've written, and I think there's a video one coming sometime later. So there's plenty of material.
I know that's always sort of a deterrent for some of these longer runs with some runners. It's just a lot to memorize or learn, especially for RPGs. But yeah, I think a lot of RPG runners have a page of notes in front of them.
Yeah, I had for a long time with this too. Yeah, now we can continue with the plot. We are gonna go to our favorite place, Tokyo Police Department, because we are becoming a detective. Okay, we're taking... Data-san is actually going and we're just kind of following his footsteps, so... We're gonna take the cab and end chapter 15. Time for the final chapter. As said, we will meet Ryuji Gora at Kamurocho Hills, that is on the other side of town, compared to Serena, where we will start this chapter from. We will have this long set-piece fight scene for where we run to the Kamurocho Hills ourselves. This can get rather dangerous, so I might be concentrating a bit more here. And enjoying the music. This music is a banger. But first we're gonna be getting rid of these goons, and then we're gonna pick up a wooden sword. We are not gonna put it in our inventory, so if we get knocked down we will lose it. But we want to keep it for the almost whole duration of the run up to Kamurocho Hills. Okay. And here's the sword. Meat sword. Let's hope we don't get knocked down. Okay, I'm gonna concentrate here a bit. I might not talk too much.
Looks like we have another donation, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it looks like Carter Freak donated $5 and he said, "Luck? I think your enemies need luck after watching a tiger get high kicked to the face."
Definitely. Oh, okay. That was close. Now we want to run here close to Millennium Tower. If we take the longer path, I think we get attacked by rocket launcher dudes, and I don't think I need to say that those are dangerous. We have managed to survive with this wooden sword as long as it needs to survive. Good job, sword. You can now rest in pieces. We're gonna be putting this Chinese saber and another dark wooden sword in our inventory. These are for the final boss fights. And you know, from this music, you're gonna learn to know how your pace is going, and this was a pretty slow run around. Soon there will be a couple of mini bosses we have to fight. If kind of the beat gets a little bit more relaxed when you enter the cutscene, you know you're on a good pace, but yeah, relaxing starts now, but we have to run a little bit more. We're gonna get to the side, do a stab, drink a soda, and get one enthusiastic guy once again. Oh, it wasn't that enthusiastic. I have never heard that "yeah" before. Sad. But here, in front of Kamurocho Hills, we have a welcoming comedy waiting for us. And first things first, getting rid of pistol dudes, and then time for the regular stuff. These guys spawn very randomly. some people use a higher FOV to kind of trying to manage affect the spawn. I don't like it because that makes the game look very funny if you put the FOV to max. What happened there is that some of these goons are actually holding grenades, and if you hit them, they might explode. Or they might throw the grenades. That one exploded, making me lose my wooden sword, so I had to equip the final boss rush wooden sword a little bit earlier. But yeah, meet Man in Black, by the way. Don't tell me how he's alive. I have no idea. But now I can say for certain this dude is out of commission. Because we don't have that much of a game left. We have 3 final fights, and spoiler alert, first one is gonna be Ryuji Goda. But this is pretty much same as the first one, but this time he's without a shirt and he has a sword. But yep, it's gonna be a sword. Maybe stab curve, lemonade. Do a heat move. Slap him when he's ground. And then do this quick time event. First button is random, but then it will follow and counterclockwise order. So if I started with square, the next one was triangle, and square, so on and so forth. Apparently this doesn't hurt. You can just bash your head. Easy. The next one is someone you might not have expected that much. It's Terra. He's actually one of the survivors of the Yingban massacre, and yeah. He was also someone who was planted. Oh no. Okay, this is bad. This is horrible. You don't want to let Kim shoot at all, but he managed to... Okay. You're not supposed to dodge that, but this fight is going horribly wrong. I might even die here. Okay, please, Kim, stay still. Stay still. Okay. Yeah, submachine gun guys are not to be toyed with, especially if they're bosses. I don't want to feel the heat just yet, so I'm gonna be getting rid of his goons before finishing him himself. Oh, that went horribly. Oh, God, okay. But we managed. Time for the final fight. During the next cutscene, and during previous ones, we both, with Ryuji, got shots with multiple holes. So we're gonna doing this epic fight scene with some somber music in front of an armed bomb that's set to detonate in a couple of minutes. Take a listen to the music. It's a sad fight. But we are gonna play dirty. Instead of using our fists like a real man, we're gonna be slicing and dicing and serving on rising. And doing a regular Ryuji pattern, except this time we're gonna slap him twice. One we did was for previous one, and the next one's coming up. Here, if you hit him too hard or not hard enough, he will do a 40-second cutscene attack. And that 40-second cutscene attack is the reason why the attack value is set to 147. And time is coming up pretty soon, actually. Once I hit the final quick time events. Sorry. Time. If you fail that quick time events, you will game over and have to do the fight again. But yeah, Ryuji couldn't take the punch and falls down. And it's a GG. and the bomb explodes and everything's not fine. Or is it? Or did it explode or anything? Yeah, you have to play for yourself. Please, I tell you to play these games casually. These are wonderful games. They're kind of getting more and more kind of handhold on the West too, so these are easily available on Steam and on multiple consoles, so I assure you, you won't regret trying these games, so just bring a pack or two of popcorn with you.
All right, thanks JPH for your run of Yakuza Kiwami 2.
Thanks. And thank you for having me. Pixels for People was my first marathon ever, so I'm glad to be back.
Well, you did great.
Thanks.
Right, and we'll be right back with the next run.